What is up, guys? Today I have for you another video continuing into Patagonia's combat uniform lineup. On the left we have their Temperate Blouse level 9 in AR2, and on the right we have an issued Marine Corps Marpat Woodland blouse. They're both the I guess you could call them field shirts, and there's a lot of differences between the two. They're both issued uniform items. It's just this is a lot less common, has some upgrades from a regular field shirt. So I'm going to just kind of go over, I guess, a regular issued one first, so that the people who've never really experienced one of these can kind of see what they're like, and then go right into this one and show how Patagonia is different and better or worse. That's for you to decide. But here we go. So a regular field shirt or blouse, it has just 2 chest pockets and 2 shoulder pockets. The majority of them are just going to have button closures on the shoulder pockets. So each shoulder pocket has 2 buttons, if I can get in there, and there's nothing inside, just a basic pocket. The chest pockets for this one specifically, my old one, has just 2 little Velcro squares in each pocket just to seal it off. At the top collar, or the collar at the top, there's just 1 button a couple inches down from the top that just is for, I guess, closing up the collar around your neck more. No one ever has really done that, maybe in boot camp, but anyway, closing up the blouse is just a row of buttons in the center, and kind of like little dividers breaking up each row of 2 buttons in the middle. And yeah, there's not really a whole lot to it. The forearms have an extra row or layer of material right along, I guess, where if you're in the prone position where your forearms would lay on the ground to kind of protect the blouse a little bit longer, make it last longer. And the wrist closure is just a button, that pops out, and there's a few slots for tightening it based on wrist size, forearm size, etc. And that's really it. I mean, if you ever worn one of these before for service or any extra type of use, just a basic old shirt. But I guess we'll hop into Patagonia's now so we can kind of take a look at what we're really here for. So this guy right here, right off the bat, you can notice some of the differences. There's a lot more Velcro. The pockets look a little bit different, and we'll just get right into it. So starting at the top, there's actually Velcro right at the very end of the collar, maybe a ½ an inch down on either side. There's a Velcro for really closing up the collar at the top of the neck, so you can actually close it up all the way if you'd like, if that's something that you'd rather do. Not really sure what for, maybe dust or keeping sand and stuff like that out in bad weather, but there's that. And then the same button closure down the center. I mean, it's really, that part isn't a whole lot different. It's just the same old, old buttons, little dividers in the middle. But you got your chest pockets. Both of the pockets have like a wave that gets expanded as you get closer to the center of the chest. And the closure for the pockets slightly different. There's 2 buttons on either side and Velcro in the center. I'm not really sure why you would rather have, instead of the 2 Velcro squares, doing 2 buttons and Velcro. I mean, maybe just get a better retention for keeping the pockets closed while you're moving or in the field, but whatever. And then there's nothing extra inside of the pocket. This one's the same way, so there's not really anything different there. Shoulder pockets on each sleeve. Roll this out a little bit better. They have Velcro along the top, so you can have identifier patches here and here down below. And their closure is the same way as the chest. You've got 2 buttons on either side and 1 Velcro patch in the center. And no dividers or columns or anything inside. That's just an empty pocket again. I mean, it's a field shirt, nothing too fancy. I guess one of the fanciest parts about these field shirts, or temperate blouse, combat blouse, whatever you want to call it, is the elbow and forearm portion actually has a slot for Patagonia's elbow pads. So a lot similar to the combat shirt that we went over in the last video. There's a Velcro pocket at the bottom that opens up, and you can actually slide a whole elbow pad in here, which is probably one of the cooler features, but I don't really use elbow pads. I mean, having an extra layer of fabric there is plenty enough. But just a cool feature, I guess, if you're someone that wears elbow pads. I mean, being in the field and laying in a prone for a long period of time, laying in the prone for a long period of time, excuse me, that could definitely be helpful. So that's something cool if you didn't know. And then at the end of the sleeve, rather than having button closure, is just more Velcro. So you can really cinch it down as far as you want. And yeah, there you go. So not a super long video today. There's not a whole lot going into a field shirt. Most of them are very similar. There is other blouses made by Patagonia, you know, temperate shirts, whatever you want to call them. The pocket orientation is a little bit different. I believe that rather than having them facing up and down like this, they're oriented outwards to the side more, so that when you're wearing a plate carrier, as the straps kind of cover your shoulders and groove towards the outside of your torso, you're able to reach into the shoulder area of the plate carrier and actually access the contents in your pockets. If you've ever worn a plate carrier before and needed to access anything in here, you know, if you have a small map or some notes or write in the rain or a pen or a marker or whatever, it can be a little bit difficult with the pockets oriented up and down like this, just to try and fish your way in. So I think that's really what it's for. But I actually don't have one of those to go over or compare it to. I believe only the multicam variant has the outward pocket, but this also comes in AR1 for the desert boys out there. But yeah, I mean, it's the same material as the issued, you know, run-of-the-mill blouse, just 50% nylon, 50% cotton. The same feel and everything. Just has some minor upgrades of Velcro here and there. I don't think there's a whole lot extra in the armpit area. No, nothing there. So yeah, just a lot of extra Velcro in the shoulder pocket, which is pretty nifty. There's really nothing on the back of it. I just flip it around so you can take a look. Yeah, it's the exact same setup. But thanks for watching this one. I hope that maybe there's something that you didn't know about that you learned. And maybe if you're looking for a new field shirt, just knowing that there's an elbow pocket for a pad was something that you were looking for, and I don't know, maybe you learned something. Anyway, thanks for checking this one out, and next week we'll be back with their Patagonia's level 9 combat pants, and we'll go over those and what they look like, how they feel, what they're the whole run for those guys. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.